So welcome back to Being Human, baby. We're officially kind of back in some ways. We've spent, just to give a quick update, we're going to give a quick update and then we'll move into kind of what the episode is going to be about. But we're really kind of like dialing back our focus from creating episodes to more so taking that energy and building out a studio for us. And so where I live, there's actually this beautiful barn. It's just like this old rustic barn that's just in the backyard. And I don't even know where the idea or the inspiration came from, but I think it was actually you. Yeah, we're like, I was sick and I was feeling sick, and we're just coming like we I don't think we talked, and you were coming right out of Sundance as well, and this was like the first time that we caught up, and you were like, we're talking about having a place to be able to create the podcast and having it just like, because right now we've been shooting in so many different locations, so many different spots. It's like every time is different.
It's hard.
Yeah, we found that it's like hard for us to really get in the groove of it. So we figured like it'd be sweet to have like one space where we can go to just like drop in. Like that's the place that we go to shoot the podcast. And it's this really beautiful space. And so, yeah, there's this backyard that we have, like the backyard of the backyard. And it's probably sitting on like what, an acre? Would you say that's an acre of land? A couple acres of land. And yeah, it's this beautiful old style barn. And we're having a conversation and Donna was just like, why don't we just do it in the barn? Like, why don't we just, the loft of the barn. And so then we went up and we took a look and it's just like, it is like we both like, Donald's more, I would say you're more visionary than I am for sure. Like more creative in that way. And I follow along on that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that would be sweet. But he saw like this really cool vision of what the barn could be and like this studio that we could build up there and what that could look like of taking this like really old school barn to making it this like beautiful dialed in podcast studio. So we've been taking some time and attention away from creating and focusing on that. And there's been we're running into hurdles because it's not necessarily our bar, So like we're like working back and forth with the people who own the land and the people who I rent from of like, how do we do this, And do you see the vision that we see? And they don't see the vision that we see. And then just trying to find kind of like that common ground and that common thread. And so I don't know if you want to share anything else to that or add anything else to that.
No, I'm excited for what it's going to be because at some point, I think it's important that we have taken a step back and we can see and feel energetically what a space, having like a professional studio space, what the creativity that would flow through us and from us in having that space and being able to just like drop in, bring our guests, and it's like, wow, this is what we've created, So we've taken a step back from creating, but we're also creating behind the scenes something new that we're really excited about. And it's gonna require a little bit of patience and when it comes to life, when it comes to it's going to be really beautiful, and we're excited for that.
Yeah, he said it hit the first episode in there, man. I feel like that's going to be a big deal, Yeah. And I just love like how that's going to turn into like, it's just a space to take it to the next level, Like I think we both understand like the potential of what this could be, like what the podcast could be and what it could represent and what it can do and the impact it can have and just like the beauty behind it. And I feel like just to have a space that matches that is just gonna like take it to the next level. So I'm just like also like super stoked for like just that first episode that we get rolling in there. Just like, yo, this is it, And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, And really like working with like an attachment of like, hey, our intention is to build this really beautiful space here. And if that isn't able to happen, then it's like we get to let go of that and we get to open ourselves up to what else could be a possibility. So
yeah. Nonetheless, it feels good to be back and to do this episode today. And we're going to drop into a practice that we wanted to share with you guys. A very powerful practice that Ethan and I both learned in a breath workshop weekend years ago from a fella who owns and operates a business called Numismatics out of Calgary. His name is Trevor Urich. This practice is called Dyading, and it's a very simple practice. And what it does, there's an inquiry, and that inquiry is very simple. And I'll pose that inquiry to Ethan, and then he will respond. And then we'll just kind of ping pong back and forth from inquiry to response, inquiry to response, inquiry to response. And what it really allows us to do is, we all have these ideas and beliefs around what we believe to be true. And that's all great. That's wonderful. And this practice kind of allows us to express those ideas and to release them, and in some way our attachment to them, and by speaking it out. So by speaking it out, it's allowing us to empty. And after a certain period of time, we get to this place where we are completely empty, and we've already expressed all of what we believe to be true. And now it's like, okay, what does this inquiry really mean now that we've let go of what we thought it means, which again are all really beautiful things, and there's probably a ton of medicine and truth within that. But it's like, it just allows us to deepen our own understanding about a certain thing, a certain topic. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about that practice?
Yeah, I love that. I think it is just that. It's like really taking it from the level of the mind and really dropping you into the heart. Like that's really just like that. It's like, it really just like, we sort through like the inquiry is a question and kind of like a statement. And we'll get into what that is, but you ask the statement over and over and over, right? And so it's just like, it just filters of like, we go through all the buzz and the thoughts, and it's just like that emptying process where we do empty out, and then what's left? It's like, well, now we're really with the moment and what wants to come up in the moment. And so it's like a moment by moment also practice too, of like noticing what's going on and noticing what's happening in you. And it's really speaking, really speaking to that. And there's a couple parts of the dyad that are really important if you do plan, because what we want to do is we want to invite you to actually do this with us. I think that'd be a really beautiful practice of what we'll end up doing is we'll ask the question, and then Dono will ask me the question, I'll answer the question. And then after I'm done, then I'll ask Dono the question. And then after Dono's done, what we want to invite you into doing is just pausing the podcast or pausing the video and answering the question for yourself before moving on to the next round. And so this is kind of done in rounds, and it's like each round takes us a little bit deeper. It's kind of like if I asked you the question, how are you? 50 times, and gave you the complete space to unravel into that. At first you're like, oh, I'm good, right? Like we get the stereotypical good. But if I'm like, well, how are you? And you're like, oh, okay, then we start to think about like everything that's happening in our life. And then from there, it's like that answer gets a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper until we land in whatever we need to land in, which I think is just the being. So if you do plan on also doing this with somebody, because like this is a really beautiful practice that you can take and actually do with somebody as well. That's something that we want to encourage as well, is like take this question. It could be any question that we also like. There's so many different ways that we can actually explore this. It could be, I'm not going to share just the inquiry just yet of what the question is that we're going to kind of share. But you can use any question with this. And it's just about going back and forth and really tuning in and really listening to what is being spoken and really being with each other through the practice. So if you do choose to be with somebody, there's a couple of things to know. Number one, we don't want to give any feedback, and there's no like visual clues as well. So like typically if we're having a conversation, for example, if Dono's telling me something, I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. Like my head's shaking, my smile's growing bigger. Like I'm really just like, there's almost like this part of me that's almost like trying to like encourage, validate and encourage and really like, yeah, that's good. Like thank you. Whereas we don't want to do that in the dyad. What we want to do is we just want to be still, and we want to just let what's shared be shared, and just notice the parts in us that might want to do that, and just notice those and be able to kind of be with those in a really good way and not express those, because that can get like what we're really trying to do is that can get that can interrupt us, right? Like if I'm sitting here,
more thoughts.
Yeah, it does. If I'm sitting here like smiling, you're like, oh, you like that, just like the little patterns that happen under the surface in us as human beings. And so really it's about really just holding that space. Ideally, one thing that is also is like you sit across from each other, right? Like I would sit facing Dono, and for the sake of the podcast, I'll probably turn and open up a little bit more, just for the video form. But like you'd sit beside and you would want to make eye contact. And so it can also be a really vulnerable practice, right? Especially if we're doing this in relation and maybe we haven't experienced anything like this before, or maybe if we're doing this with friendships or friends, or maybe a mom or a dad or a sister or brother, whoever we're doing this with. it can be really intimate and really vulnerable. Of like a lot of people haven't experienced kind of eye contact or presence like this before, but it can be a really beautiful practice. Like I feel like I haven't been able to do this in a relationship because I haven't been in a relation for quite some time. I feel like it'd be really potent and healing to really give space to each other, because it's really just about listening, and whoever is answering the question gets to speak until they feel complete. And you get to sense into and tune into when that feels complete for them, right? Like we might nod our head, like I might nod my head once I'm done speaking, or Donald might be able to even intuitively pick up when that is finished for me, right? Because we can really, like what we're trying to do is really tune into the subtler kind of like body communications that also happen, because we're getting out of the mind and more into like the heart of things. So yeah, it's just a really, really powerful and beautiful practice, man. And every time I've done it, I have just loved it so much.
One point that I want to just reiterate that I heard you touch on was, so there's a giver and a receiver. And as the receiver, the only thing that the receiver gets to do is listen. That's it. You just get to listen. Just listen without anything else. There's no need to respond. There is no response. The response comes when the inquiry comes to you. So it's a really good practice of listening as well.
Yeah, I love that. I like the giver and the receiver, because that's really what you're doing. You're just taking, like you're just taking. And because like typically I think in conversation, we are so quick to just like, oh, I'm thinking all the things that I'm going to say, all the things that I'm going to reply, I'm threading all of that. It's like there is no opportunity for that here. And that's super important to kind of like pinpoint of like, there gets to be no conversation in the middle. Like there's no conversation based on what you shared or based on what I said. Yes, there might be laughter and there might be like that stuff for you that comes up for you. Like that stuff might be true and that stuff might happen. And it's really just paying attention that there isn't that kind of like response to what is being shared. It's just then it's the next inquiry.
Yeah.
And you get to be with the question in your own way.
Yeah. And don't feel, the last thing that I would say is don't hold back emotions. Like, of course, we're not trying to we don't want to validate what the other person is saying, because we're simply receiving that as ourselves, kind of this empty vessel. But of course, like tears might come, laughter might come, a smile might come, and that's okay. It's totally okay, because I think the reason we don't want to not emote is because then we're actually just suppressing. We're suppressing what actually wants to come through and our connection to whatever that person is sharing. Like it could be very potent medicine. So emotions allowed, of course.
Yeah, don't hold back.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I think I'd share that just came up from that is like be okay being in the unknown as well. Like this practice can be uncomfortable, right? Like it can be uncomfortable because sometimes we might not know the answer right away. Like nothing might be coming to us, and like Dono's sitting here looking at me in the eyes, and I'm looking at Dono, and I'm starting to be like, oh gosh, I need some, And it's just like in that discomfort that I can sometimes feel, and it's really about like embracing that and not pushing that away, not kind of trying to run from it. And maybe even speaking to that. And so like bringing it back to like a moment by moment basis and really tuning into the body and tuning into what's going on for you, of like what is happening for you in this moment too, because this is part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like this is part of that experience. And so it's the beautiful blend of things, but be okay allowing yourself to go into the unknown and allowing yourself to experience or explore something different. Because a lot of it does come back to like, just like, I think that's a lot of this work, man, is like this practice, I feel like is allowing us to build a level of safety in our own body, a level of safety in our being, of being with whatever comes up for us spontaneously, because it is like, I don't know what's going to come up for me. I don't even know what I'm going to say yet, you know, and you probably the same thing, and it's just like, or if we did have things that I wanted to say, then it's like those things are going to come out. Then I'm going to be like, well, what happens then if we ask this question back and forth 20 times? Not to say that that's what's going to happen, but like 20 times where I don't know what's going to happen. So it's like really embracing kind of like that unknown and kind of seeing it as like, okay, this is going to be a cool kind of experiment just to see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to come to a deeper understanding of whatever topic we decide to inquire about. And so we very much are exploring the unknown. So it's being comfortable within that and expressing whatever's going on through that process.
Yeah. And then as for like a time duration, I don't think we have to, like, we don't have to, like, you don't necessarily have to set a timer. I mean, you can, if you want to structure it in that way of maybe say 20 minutes, or you give 10 minutes for each person in that way, like 20 minutes, you just split it and timer goes off and you can end it. Or you can allow it to be kind of just a process that wraps up until it kind of ends in its own, you know? Because I think that's how we're going to rock it, is we're just going to rock it until it ends, you know? And we'll both know when that ends. And it's really tuning into that and allowing that to unfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Do you
right.
think there's anything else?
I don't think so. I think
Nice.
that's great.
I think we nailed it. Yeah. I think we nailed the descriptor. Oh, yeah. I just got to switch my legs around here.
Yeah, my leg was
One
falling
leg
asleep.
is, my one ankle, man, was like this one right there. Sitting in a funky way.
One other thing that I want to mention is it's important because it's a practice of quieting the mind and kind of bringing the mind down into the heart space, and then both listening and speaking from the heart. So it's important that we keep the inquiry or the question the same, because if we switch up the wording, which it's very simple wording, there's no need to really mess it up, then the mind, even we might not even be aware of it, but the mind is working now to try to understand what the new question is, when really it's the same question. So we'll do our best to just keep the inquiry the exact same.
Yeah, and does it always begin with "tell me what"?
I think it can. That's
Okay.
how we've always,
Yeah.
you know, like that's how we were kind of
Yeah.
introduced to this. So
Yeah.
we can do it like that.
Yeah, I think that kind of like phrasing is really nice. Like, tell me what love means, or tell me what.
Because then it's not really a question.
Yeah, it's kind of like a statement of like,
Yeah.
tell me what that means to you. You
Yeah.
know, like, tell me what that means.
Yeah.
Whereas like it isn't a question that we ponder, but like, hey, tell me what it means. You know,
Yeah.
and the inquiry that we're going to use today is,
Ethan, tell me what being human is.
oh yeah, yeah. To live and to experience all of it, like the tears, the crying, the joy, the laughter, the shame, the embarrassment, the fear. Like, there's a feeling I can feel right now, you know? It's like, even when I shared like crying, it's like there's a part of me that wanted to cry in that moment. I think it's really just feeling all of that and being with all of that and holding all of that in just a really good way. And learning to do that, learning not to push it away, learning not to avoid it, learning not to run away from it. Rather, like, learning to feel it, and learning to feel it in this moment, and not disconnect from it. I think there's even a part of me that just now was disconnecting from it. And it's like really just tuning into that.
Thank you.
Dunno, tell me what it means to be human.
What it means to be human is like embracing our human experience. It's like all of it. You know, all of the myriad of emotions and whatever situation is presented to us at any given moment. It's just like really being with that, whatever it is. And that's not always an easy thing because of the emotions that might surface. And because we have these different behaviors and patterns and ways of being, ways of how we've operated in the past, it's like recognizing, like being aware of those. It's It's this beautiful dance of learning what it really means to be human, which I believe we're gonna forever be learning how to dance this dance. And I think it's like allowing ourselves to, and giving ourselves permission to learn, to make mistakes, to emote freely without holding back. It's like giving ourselves over to life slowly through like this act of surrender and allowing the great mystery to be the great mystery, but being curious about it. Curious enough to sit here and let go of all these ideas of what I think it is to be human.
Thank you. Now this is where, just quickly, this is where we would invite you to pause the podcast and answer the question yourself. Tell us what it means to be human. Mm-hmm. And you would go on to share for as long as you shared for. And then once you're done, then you'd kick back in and you would then goes to me. Mm-hmm. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for doing that if you do choose to do that. And that'll be the last time that I also interrupt as well. So just after Dono's gone, just pause, come to share, and then kick it back on each time for as long as we continue to do this.
Mm-hmm. Ethan, tell me what it means to be human.
To not look away in the face of like discomfort. Yeah, like it's like I'm bringing it back to like just each moment, you know, of like for me, there's a part that wants to like look away so I can think of an answer or think of something. And it's really like just being with the discomfort that I feel of just like maintaining eye contact and being here. And for me, not looking away. And just being present to what I feel and what I'm experiencing. Knowing that it's a wide range of experiences and forgiving myself for the moments that I go out of tune or out of whack in a way of like maybe judging myself or thinking of something or not being here when you were sharing, and then forgiving myself and allowing kind of like permission that that's okay too, and bringing myself back to here. And I feel like that process is something that just happens all the time on a grand scale, on a big scale with me, whether it's happening inside with the judgments that I use or whether it's happening with just like the situations that unfold in life with other people. Like being human is really just a process of learning. Learning to love. Learning to love everyone and everything in it. Because everyone and everything in it is very much the same thing that I am, that we are, that it is. It's like learning to love that. Learning to love that we're all here learning to love. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Dono, tell me what it means to be human.
It's so crazy to look into your eyes. Because like, it's like, whoa. It's like, we're such amazing beings. And we're so capable. We're so beautiful. And we've got this just remarkable body and mind and heart and soul that we've been given to come and walk upon this earth and to be with all the other life. You know, the trees and the animals and the moon and the stars and the plants and just all the other peoples. And we get to just explore. It's like this ultimate playground. And it's just so wonderful. It's like, it's an honor to be human. And I'm really just learning what it means to be human and the interconnectedness, like, behind it all. Like, I'm here now as a human being, learning how to be human. And it's just such a wild, delicious, beautiful, challenging at times experience that I'm so grateful for.
Thank you.
Ethan, tell me what it means to be human.
To be a mess. And to not have it together. To be okay. Like being vulnerable. And seen. And heard and supported. To trust that it's going to be okay. And that is okay. To let go of any masks that I might wear. To really see what's there. It's to really like see that there are these so-called ugly parts of myself. Maybe parts that are more shameful, sad, that want to be loved, held and cherished and accepted. Parts that I've rejected, pushed away, been too afraid to admit, secrets I've held on to. It's like noticing that there's these qualities of myself that I wish I could change. You know, and this like aching and longing to be different. And this part of me that just like wants to live like a different life in a different way. And this longing for that. This longing of maybe wanting an easier experience, less suffering, less pain, less confusion, less of like a void that I can sometimes feel. And then it's also learning to like love that. Learning to love like the very things that I've pushed away. Learning to love the very parts of me that I've tried tried to push away, that I've tried to neglect. And seeing that there's nothing wrong with those parts. And that those parts are actually really beautiful too. They're so full of love.
Thank you.
Tell me, Dono, what does it mean to be human?
I mean, I really don't know. I have no idea. What an inquiry. It's like coming to an understanding of who and what I really am. You know, the entire universe lives inside me. I'm just life. I'm life. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I'm not the heart. I don't even know if I'm the soul even. I have one. But just tuning into like the energy, this feeling, this sensation that's just flowing through me all the time. That is the same sensation, I believe, that is flowing through the wolf and the tree and the flower. And so inside of me is the entire universe, and I am the entire universe. And it's really like embracing that. Like, the universe is so expansive. And it's everything. And I get to explore all of that. And it's like this, just learning how to love, being alive, and not being afraid to do the things that I love to do. Not worried about outside judgment or dropping any doubt that this isn't it. And it's like, no, here I am right now. This is it, man. There's nothing else. Be here. Give myself, give you, give this moment, and this whole, like, add to the energy of this by just pouring love, pouring everything I got. It's like, I'm here, man. This is it. This is it. Not ejecting from the moment. Because if I'm ejecting from the moment, it's like, where'd I go? Well, I'm not here. And it's in those moments or times that I do eject from the moment. More often than not, when that happens, is when suffering ensues. And then I begin to feel discomfort in my being. And it doesn't necessarily need to be that way. But I think in those moments, it's important for me to recognize that those are opportunities of learning.
Thank you.
Ethan, tell me what it means to be human.
To breathe, a simple breath, to smell a simple flower, to love somebody, to hold my son, to walk, to hear the birds chirp and the birds sing, to see people doing their thing and doing their best, to see what's going on in the world and not wince or move away or pull away from it, to see war, to see like love, to see that everything is happening all at once, you know, at the same time as there's possible people being killed. There's people going on a first date, experiencing so much love and so much beauty and so much like emotion and sensation and just like this thrill of just like love and life, and there's children being born while that's happening, and there's just like, then there's the devastation and the deaths and the abuse and all that. It's like it's all happening all at the same time, and each is a flavor of love. Each is a flavor of life. And it's not pushing or pulling either of those away. It's also not turning a blind eye and turning a cheek to maybe the suffering that somebody's experiencing or the pain that people are enduring. It's feeling that with them, seeing that with them, and holding space for that. While also holding space and having one toe in the beauty. The child laughing, the baby crying, the baby's first cries. You're like holding a kid for the first time coming out of a womb. It's like those moments are so precious. And it's really feeling and experiencing life fully. Of like, wow, I'm suffering in this moment. Okay, I'm gonna feel this suffering. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna learn to love this too. Oh wow, I'm feeling so much joy, so much profundity. I cannot describe how it is that I'm experiencing or feeling in this moment, because it just feels so good to be alive. To have my feet in the earth and feel the grass prickle against it, to feel the ants crawl up the skin, to hear the sound of a fly fly by, or to even hear my mom's voice or my dad's voice. It's like really being with every single moment. Not thinking about what should be or could be. And if it does happen, then letting it go. Not punishing or shaming or belittling. Just falling back into love, the place in our hearts, my heart, where it just resides. It's like the quiet inner knowing that this is exactly what it's meant to be at this time. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. Otherwise we wouldn't be doing this. But here we are. And there's a perfect mystery to it. And trusting that perfect mystery in myself, in the world around me, And in those moments when I don't believe that it's a perfect mystery, it still is. So it's just being with all, like everything, you know? It's like, what does it mean to be human? I can't answer that question because it means everything. It's everything. It's everything and nothing all at once. It's the most delicate moments and most painful moments. That's what it means to be human. It's experiencing the breadth. Because all of the moments allow us to really feel, and we get to feel. We get to feel. We get to feel the pain, feel the joy, feel the love, and feel the shame. It's all just one big game. And we get to play. We get to do this. We get to be here. And feel.
Thank you.
Donna, tell me what it means to be human.
Yeah, to love it all. To just love life, man. Love being alive. Even when we feel pain, when we feel suffering, when we feel fear, when we feel worry or doubt, it's like, okay, I feel you. And acknowledging whatever it is, acknowledging those things, just like we would the joy, the happiness. And it's like, just giving love to that, to those aspects of ourselves, to those feelings that show up, like they're happening to us for whatever reason. And it's like, because I am love, I don't even need to give. I don't even need to give it. It's just softening to the experience. And in that softening, it's like those the energy of fear or of doubt or of shame or of worry. It has a certain quality to it, which for me tends to be a little bit more dense. But when I can remember to simply allow that to be and give it the attention that it's really asking for, inviting it into my life, or just allowing it to be there, then the love that I am nourishes that aspect of me in such a way that allows me to soften and open even more into the fullness of who and what I actually am. So then I become a greater expression of light. That dense energy transforms into more of a light quality. It allows me to see just a little bit more clearly. It allows me to express myself a little bit more clearly. To dance and sing just a little bit more beautifully. And
Thank you.
Ethan, tell me what it means to be human.
To not be sure of what to say. To not know. To discover what it means to be human yourself. And discover what that really means. What does it mean to be human? I think to be human is to discover that. It's to discover what that means for yourself. In the process of discovering that, I feel like we find that. We find life. We find it. We find the thing that everything is pointing to. That everything is. The thing that allows me to see, that allows you to see, that allows everybody to see, the thing that breathes us. So it gets to find out what that is. Discover what that actually means. What does it mean to be human? It's to spend my life inquiring and asking that question and figuring out, well, what does that mean to be human? And then coming to the realization that it doesn't need to be figured out. But it's like that kerfuffle of it does. It does and it doesn't. Because the searching for it and the figuring it out leads you to it to some degree, where then you drop it and you realize that it can't be figured out, and you enter the flow, or the harmony of it, and you are it, and it flows through you, and you notice it everywhere. You begin to see it everywhere. So to be human means to discover what that is. And to spend my life figuring that out. Because life will unfold in such a way where I don't even have to figure it out, it just will happen. Like it's just a far out trip, man, to be human, like figuring it out. Like, what do you mean? There's nothing to figure out and it needs to be figured out. How do you do that? How do you do that? How is that possible? It's like holding those, like holding the paradox of both, of like really understanding that life will help me in that process of figuring it out. And understanding that there is nothing to be figured out. My child, let it go. You're okay. It's okay. You'll be taken care of. You always are. You always will, no matter what. Even when you think you're not. So to be human is to figure that out.
Thanks.
Tell me, Dono, what does it mean to be human?
It means to fall back into love with yourself, with myself. To love being alive. To love my body. To love my heart and to follow my heart. To really follow my heart. Like, what's in my heart? What do I love doing? And what do I love to do? And to do those things. Because by doing the things that I love to do, that is me accepting those things. Like, this is what lights me up, man. These are the things that light me up in this life. Because when I'm lit up, there's just nothing but love coming out of me, man. It's like, what am I really passionate about? Feeling that love. Feeling that love. Being okay if I don't really know what that is sometimes. Being open. Enough to feel whatever situation or experience is before me that I'm in. Something new. Like, oh, that might be it. But being able to open to receive that love that is coming in whatever form or manifestation that it's taken. To teach me a little bit more about how better I can love myself and how better I can show up as love. How can I pour more of what I am, or give freely of more of what I am to each moment? Because this gift of love that I've been given, it's just here for me to give it right back.
Thank you.
Ethan, tell me what it means to be human, man.
To see the truth about myself, to see how capable, how lovely, how beautiful, how amazing, how enough, how worthy, how good I am. To really see that. And to set aside the stories, conditioning, the things that I've picked up along the way from others or situations, my parents, just experiences and memories throughout my life that have told me something different. To really put those aside, to feel that pain and that yearning and that aching from those moments, to feel those emotions that were present around those things, and to come back into knowing truth. To opening the door and letting the light in, to being surrounded by the darkness or the pain, to let the light in and to see the beauty, and to see how the light actually illuminates everything, and the light is the truth. So coming back into just that recognition of, wow, I'm incredibly powerful. I get to create the life that I get to live and experience. I get to create this moment, and I have the power to influence it in such a beautiful and profound way. I have so much choice in everything that I do, in everything that I say and everything that I am and how I walk the world, in every moment by moment decision. I have choice, I have power in how I want this to unfold. And to really connect with that. To really connect with the immensity of love and beauty that I really am and that we all really are. To really reconnect with that part of ourselves and allow that to flower like a flower. Allow that to blossom like the beautiful flower that's behind me that I just adore so much. It's just a fiery radiance and resilience. Trusting that in every moment I have everything I need. Every moment that's there. And every moment God, universe, life in me is asking me, well, where do you want to go, E? Where do you want to take this? Do you want to take that step that might perpetuate a little bit of shame, a little bit of guilt, or maybe a little bit of worry or doubt or insecurity? Do I want to perpetuate that? Do I want to choose that? Because God's like, hey, you can choose whatever you want to choose. It's your choice, my son. It's your choice. What do you want to choose? Or do you want to choose love? Do you want to choose expansion? Knowing yourself for who you really are and the powerful being that you are. Cool. So the camera ended up cutting out there. Super sorry for that. So you don't get to hear the last little remnants of my share, which is okay. And that's the way that it intended to be, you know, and it's really coming into an acceptance around that. And I think it's perfect. Being human, what does it mean to be human? Well, accept that things happen and move on in a really good way. So how we're going to move on in a really good way is we're going to kick the question back to Dono. So let's get to it. Thank you for tuning in with the little disruptions that can occur and the technical difficulties that can happen in being human. Tell me, Dono, what does it mean to be human?
Understanding that I'm not separate from any of it. That I am just life, and to allow life to flow through me in such a way that my life in and of itself is an art form. The way that I live, like by the wind blowing through me and dancing me, there's a song being sung, there's a dance being danced, and that's me. That's me. Like, I'm not doing this, man. And there's a certain beauty in that. Letting go enough. Emptying out enough. To allow that to happen. Surrendering enough to allow that to happen. It's about me, but it isn't about me, man. It's about me only until I don't even know. Like, I'm here for the people. For all the people. In whatever way that I am. I'm just so full of love, man. I'm just so full of love. Knowing that, that's what it means to be human. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ethan, tell me what it means to be human.
To hear what needs to be spoken and to speak it. To see what needs to be done and to do it. To feel what wants to be created and create it. To allow life to dance through you, through me. And to express that. To move. To be. To create.
Thank you.
Donna, tell me what it means to be human.
Is to not hold anything back. To share our fullness, our wholeness, our fullest expression of who and what we are, no matter what. To just give it our all. To commit to life. To really commit to being human. Seeing the beauty, the capability, the courage, the resilience, the bravery, the resilience. It's like we're just such magnificent beings. So let ourselves be that. Just it's the journey of letting ourselves be who and what we are.
Thank you. How's that feel? Does that feel like
It feels kind of funny, like I feel this like giddiness in my body. This energy is just kind of like buzzing around. Like,
nice.
Okay, I was really getting to a point where within the dyad that I was like, I don't know anymore, man. I really don't know. But it's fun, entering that space is fun.
Mm-hmm.
How's it? How you doing? How you feeling, man?
Nice, yeah. Yeah, it's always like, it just always feels really nice, to diet, to like just go like deeper and deeper and deeper. And I just never know what's coming, you know? Like I never know what's coming. It's like noticing that there's sometimes that my mind wants to like, ooh, say this, just say this. And it's just like letting go of that and just allowing like what wants, like, it's almost like hearing, like when you play guitar, right? It's like if I were to listen to those thoughts, it's like then I'm strumming and the sound is going to be incorrect. It's like the note that I'm playing is a little bit off, right? Because it's almost like I'm trying to follow my mind. But there's that one note that comes through that's just like the perfect chord, right? That just sounds so harmonious and so beautiful. And it's like, it's exciting because I wait for that note. I wait for that note that feels like it gets strung in me of like, that's the one that gets to be spoken. And then it's just speaking it. And it all happens like instantaneously or like, I'm not choosing to do that. It's just like, I'm choosing to like, just really be still with the mind and notice the thoughts that come up and then just wait for the one that feels right, you know, and just like, then strumming along to that one. So it's like, it's really, really good, man. I feel like well, it's just like a deep dive exploration of like, you don't know where you're going. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going to end up. And yeah, there's just like, how many times are we going to circle around it? You know, like at the same time, you know, it's like, it is gets to the point where it's like, well, what do you say now? Right? Mm-hmm. What do you say that hasn't been spoken, that hasn't been shared, that hasn't been talked to? What happens then? You know? Well, that's the space where we just are. We just land. It feels like I got to experience that, which is really nice. And yeah, it was fun to like just see the waves of emotion come through as well. And it's just fun too, because like, I feel like the practice is so special because it's like at different moments in our life, we have different answers as well based on what's present for us and what's alive for us in this moment, you know, of like, what's alive for you is going to curate to some degree the answers that come out of your mouth, you know? Mm-hmm. And what's alive for me is going to curate and kind of affect like what's coming out of my mouth. And so it's just fun of like how we could play this and we could do this. And the next week if we were to sit down next week and do this, it would be different, you know? It would be different because we're different in that way. Yes, there'd be some similarities. We might say this like very similar things, but the way that we would speak them or the way that we would talk about them or where we're coming from with them would be just a little bit different. So it's fun to like just see the different expressions of just like emotion that's kind of like flown through. And just because like I've been in a period of like, I feel like just while like getting hurt on a longboard, falling on my longboard, hitting my shoulder, then getting sick like back to back to back. Like I haven't been well, like really well in 2.5 weeks. And so it's like, there's a heaviness to that of like, oh, like, okay, you know? And so just noticing the heaviness kind of play in when the emotions came up. Like, oh, there that is, beautiful. Let that go too. And then allows it to deepen the well of like, well, what else is there? So yeah, I feel good. Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, really nice and uncomfortable in moments too, you know? Like uncomfortable for sure. And it was fun too to notice that like when I make eye contact for long periods of time, man, dude, like your face changes, man. And it's so trippy, man, because like at once I saw Monty. I haven't thought about Monty in so long. And like your face was exactly his face. And it was like Monty was speaking to me.
Who's Monty?
Monty is a person that I used to work with at WestJet. This is like way back, way back when. I don't even know, maybe 2017. So almost probably 10 or so, 8 years ago that I knew this man. He was a really good man. And I just haven't seen or thought about him ever since, you know, like I haven't seen or thought about him in a long time. It's like, there you are. And then you also appeared as my uncle. And I haven't like communicated with my uncle. And there was one point where my uncle was crying and it was just like, I was like far out, man, like what's going on? So it's kind of like this also like when I hold eye contact in that way of just like, experiencing and being with that, and then also like tuning into like what's being spoken as well, because like in those moments it's like your face changes structure and everything is like pixelated in the background and it's just like your face just changes to something else. And so it's just like it's just such a trip, man. I never know what's going to happen. I never really know what's going to come up, and there's a part of like, ooh, what was that, or like what's this, that, like why those two, you know? But it was kind of cool at the same moment because it was like, because like what that did for me in that moment was like, oh yeah, you are just them, you know? You are just them. The same thing that's looking through your eyes is looking through their eyes and is looking through my eyes. And so here we are just all doing it once again. I was like, far out, you know? That's what it is to be human, is understanding that, you know? So yeah, I thought it was really good, man. Really nice.
Good.
Yeah. Far out, dude. Yeah, far out at times.
I just noticed myself still in like the practice of the dyad while you were speaking there. Like I was emoting, but I was like, wasn't really validating your experience. And that just felt really good to be giving you that gift of just my presence to allow you to express whatever you wanted to express, you know, and you expressed what you did. And I wasn't sitting here just like, you know, blank or anything, but I was literally just giving you my presence. And it felt so good to give that. And then it felt so good to receive the gift from you of what that presence that I gave, you know, allowed you to give.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know? Yeah, it's a beautiful practice. Just a wonderful way to deepen an understanding about anything in particular. Like we could ask, tell me what love is. Tell me what acceptance is. Tell me what unwavering faith is. Tell me what dance is. Tell me what grief is. Tell me what beauty is. And just like what a beautiful way to create intimacy and to explore. Because we're on an adventure, man, and it's all about exploring the depths of things. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to just hearing any feedback about the dyad process. And if you chose to do it along with us, or if you simply choose to get a friend or your partner or whoever and sit down and whether it's the being human inquiry or whether or not you choose another one, any comments that you might have on the effect that it had for you, it would be great to hear.
Yeah, a simple one too, if they don't want to use the being human one, just tell me how you are. I feel like that's a really good like opener.
Or who you are.
Or who are you? Yeah, because like that brings me back to one of the things that you shared of just like it's a really great way to build intimacy, because so often we get caught of like I know you.
Yeah.
You know, I know who you are. So whatever coming is like, there's this, which is far out because I have no idea, right? Like no clue. But we can get caught in that idea, especially with friendships, especially like relationships that we've had for long periods of time. We just get caught in these patterns and ideas of this is who you are. And I feel like the dyad does a really good job of like
dissolving that.
Yeah, dissolving that and breaking that of like, oh, wow. I didn't see that one coming. Wow, okay, oh. It's like that reciprocity of like me not just immediately like speaking into like what you're experiencing. It's really giving you the space to really share so I can see you and you can be seen by me and the gift that is, the reciprocity that is. It's just like, it's so potent. So yeah, I just wanted to share those like two openers because I feel like those openers are really good ways of going about it. Is either tell me who you are or tell me how you are. Just to really unpack things. Because I think that, well, in relationships, or at least in my experience, the way that I've lived life is like, and I'm like really working on not doing that today, is like withholding things. So I feel like it's a really good way just to open that up, to really like, how are you? You know, what's really going on for you? You know, who are you? Who are you? And bringing curiosity to that.
I actually really like that one.
Tell me, who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because when I was looking into your eyes, there was a moment when I was looking into your eyes and I was like, oh my God, like, who is this? Like, what is this even? Like, I was seeing so far beyond your eyes. It was just like, I was like really going in and then I was just like, whoa. So yeah, who are you? That's a good one.
Yeah, allows us to be seen as something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, something else.
Another good one, actually, that Trevor shared with us is, what's up?
Nice. Yeah.
What's up?
Yes. Yeah. Is that bringing it back to the moment? Like, what's up? Or like, I guess anything. It's just like,
It's
it's
just like,
whatever. Yeah, it is
up?
whatever.
Hey,
What's
E,
up?
what's up?
That's a good one too. Like that would be a good one as well, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was fun watching my bodily sensations as well, like just in the process,
Yeah.
and just like different tightnesses that would develop and like different, and just like really relaxing and really like landing in my body in that way. So what's up would be good too.
Yeah.
Be really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think just a shout out to Trevor for doing what you do, man, and for like just holding the space that you do, and man, like just being committed to following your heart. It's just been inspiring to me in my life, and I just appreciate your presence and your willingness to just keep creating. So, Aichika.
Yeah. Thank you, Trevor.
All right. Well, until next time.
Yeah. 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
See you later. See you in the future.
All right. Peace. Love ya.
See ya.